what's going on, everybody? It's Still Alive, and we back with another one, man. And this has been a requested video by multiple people in the past couple days, so we're gonna get right off into it. The truth about prime Larry Bird. Now, to be up front, I have watched about half of this already in my life. It was a while ago. It was halfway played through. I don't remember when I did it, but apparently, because I watch a lot of basketball videos, so I have watched half of this video already. But we're gonna get into this and we're gonna react to it together, man. Make sure y'all drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let's do it.
At the other forward, in his 7th year from Indiana State, at number 33, Larry Bird.
He was the toughest player I ever had to guard and I had to play against. And the reason for it, he's 6'10". Hit the three-point shot.
Oh, he's 6'10"? I thought he was 6'9".
He posts you up. And he can see over the top of you at 6'10", so he can always pick you apart with the pass. And he was a great rebounder as well, and putting the ball on the floor in the open floor.
Okay. A lot of young kids will say, I'm going to be a great athlete. Well, that's your first mistake. A great athlete going to give you a lot of oohs and ahs. Great basketball player going to beat you every night. That's who Larry Bird was.
Okay.
Give the basket to Willis.
That makes a lot of sense, for real, for real.
Bird, great up fake.
If they can keep up this tempo, Atlanta, Dominique
That play gets me every time. When he puts Dominique Wilkins on the floor.
is going to have a big night.
Dominique fell down. Right back at the Hawks. They go low to Bird. Gets the double team. Wants it.
If you were writing a book about basketball, the people just saw would merit a chapter or two. But ask any basketball expert, and they'll tell you that if you're rewriting the story of basketball, the author, Larry Bird.
When it comes to the career of one Larry Joe Bird, he's
Larry Joe Bird. See, I thought Legend was his middle name. I didn't know it was Joe. I thought it was Legend.
Players of all time, most impactful, as well as influential. For guys like Bird, Magic, and Jordan, what they did in the 80s and 1990s cannot be underrated. Now, one thing that can be underrated is those guys' overall skill sets. And looking at Bird first and foremost, a lot of Bird's stats and numbers, yes, they are available, but the more advanced analytics, advanced numbers simply didn't exist and they weren't tracked.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
Now, luckily for you guys out there, I'm a basketball psychopath who loves NBA history.
He said I'm a basketball psychopath.
So looking at Larry Bird, I did the past month, I watched the entire 86 playoff run, 18 total games, and tracked all of Bird's advanced stats, metrics, and data nobody's ever thought to uncover.
He is a psychopath. Holy fuck. I love basketball, but I could not sit there and go and track the stats throughout a whole playoffs, just sitting down doing it myself. I couldn't do it.
Well, we're waiting.
So when it comes to 86 Bird, this guy undoubtedly one of the best players of all time, and in my view, the best small forward peak we've ever seen. As Bird at this point was a 3-time MVP all consecutively, one of the best shooters in the game, passers, rebounders, as well as fourth quarter players. And looking at his postseason run, if that wasn't impressive enough, Bird's overall production went up come playoff time. As in that year's playoffs, 25.9 points, 9.3 boards, 8.2 assists on impeccable shooting splits, along with 2.1 steals. Larry Bird...
Yeah, he's a psychopath, for real. That's nuts, dude. To sit down and just be like, okay, I'm going to go through and watch every game of the playoffs so I can get his stats and see and track his the in-depth, you know what I mean? Because they didn't track the analytics like they do nowadays. Nowadays, they track so much with the analytics. Back then, they just did rebounds, points, and assists, and the percentages and shit.
Raw stat
Steals
numbers
and that.
were highly impressive. As looking through NBA history, at 25 8-8 playoff runs, this run 86 was the first of its kind. And since that date, only 3 players since then have joined him in this elite company, that being Jokic, Doncic, and LeBron James.
Not bad.
Now, where Bird really separates himself is in the efficiency category. As their high volume playoff runs at 54-90 splits, there's only 3 of them. Bird 86, Kawhi 2017, and Kevin Durant in 2019. Why Larry Bird is so unique and so special, he can stuff the stat sheet like Luka, Jokic, and LeBron, but maintain efficiency with guys like Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, who are primarily scorers and not asked to pass the ball nearly as much.
Peterson may have nightmares guarding Larry Bird.
What a pass to McHale.
He's going to go one-on-one. Oh, my goodness.
Witchcraft, I'm telling
Trying
you.
to back in on Woolridge. Finds McHale cutting for two. What a great pass by Larry
Insane
Bird.
work.
And they did in game one.
Bird had the ball in good position.
That's the one.
I
This is
honestly,
body
like,
art.
I know I keep saying this, but I really believe he was doing witchcraft in the locker rooms, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy how good he was with his passing. His passing was so unbelievably amazing, dude. Like, out of all aspects of his game, his passing gets me the most.
Flabs. It's weightless, but it holds up.
Found the open.
Peterson, and then they forget about McHale. Let him roll easily into the hoop. When you get the ball in Bird's hands, anybody that has a half a step on his defender is going to get the ball.
And for guys like KD and Kawhi Leonard, they're regarded as great elite scorers who have phenomenal jump shots. Someone like Larry Bird, yes, we know he's a great jump shooter. We don't know just how great he was, of course, until now. And look,
Said, of course, until now.
86 Bird, he was pretty phenomenal. In this playoff run, on jump shots, 48% at over 220 attempts. When you look at LeBron, KD, and Kawhi Leonard in postseasons, who took at least 200 jump shots, here's their overall numbers in comparison to Bird. LeBron, in his playoff career, 8 separate times took 200 plus jump shots. In those runs, not once close to 48%, and peaked out in the low 40s. Someone like Kawhi Leonard only one playoff run with 200 plus jumpers in 2019. That percentage, 43.8%, well below Bird.
These are small forwards. So he's going with small forward numbers. I understand why he's doing Kevin Durant, and makes sense.
Now looking at Durant, 7 separate years of 200 plus jump shots. Out of those 7 seasons,
Because the numbers wouldn't average. Like if you would have compared him with somebody like Michael and Kobe, it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Because they play different positions.
only one of them was higher than Bird, as a majority of KD's seasons are in the high 30s, mid 40s.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
That is very interesting.
So Larry Bird right here compared to 16 different seasons from LeBron, KD, and Kawhi. Only one of those seasons out of the bunch tops Bird from 86. And it being Durant, honestly, isn't that shocking, as Durant the jump shooter is absolutely phenomenal and lights out.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, Larry Bird was equally as good, if not better, most seasons.
To see the game to come to this point after 30-some years, and teams are taking 35, a lot of them over 30 three-pointers a game, some 50. I just never anticipated that. When I played, I never shot that many. I've always used it at the end of the game. If you're down 1 or if you're up 2, you make a three-pointer, demoralizes the team.
Celts up by 3. Parrish gets it back to Bird, who takes a three-pointer of his own. Gets it to Walton. Bird's three-pointer. Oh, he bangs in another one.
I tell you, I played with him, I coached him. He would be a great one.
Another home run.
Hey.
Here it is. A three-pointer from Bird.
Walks off the court.
In the 1980s for Larry Bird, taking threes, yes, it was acceptable, but it wasn't widely pushed as the primary weapon for offensive play.
No.
And for Bird, he wasn't just a three-point shooter, a long-range guy. Larry Bird's offensive game was at all 3 levels. Larry Bird in the mid-range, 56%. Catch and shoot shots, 48%.
Okay.
All post-ups, 64%. Fadeaways, 57%. And left-hand shots, 69%.
Right back
He really was left-handed. He was shooting 69% for left-handed shots. That's insane.
They go low to Bird. Gets the double team. Wants it.
McRae on Bird. They isolate him one-on-one. Celtics like that situation. And a left-handed shot
Against McRae. He knows McRae is going to come back to his right hand. And he shoots it lefty to confuse him a little bit.
Working against McRae now. Works his way in and gets the basket. Bird fighting through McRae.
Larry Bird, who attacking his right hand, forcing him to his left. He can shoot lefty, but he much prefer to shoot righty.
Oh, beautiful.
He said,
Larry Bird, the
beautiful.
scorer and shooter, could do it in a variety of ways from a variety of spots on the court. And actually the go-to spot was in the mid-range, the in-between game. And look at those numbers, 76 of 135. Not just great volume, but also great efficiency. And looking at the rest of NBA history, since 97 the tracking data began, 125 players in this time period took 100 more mid-range jump shots in a single postseason run. Out of those 125, only 7 of them are above 50% shooting. And look in the top 5.
Yeah. See, there was one thing I watched about Kobe Bryant, and because Kobe was like an extreme mid-range shooter, but the way the defense was in the early 2000s and everything, that it brought it brought like the average like shooting percentage at that time was Kobe was actually, people try to say like, oh, his shooting percentage wasn't that high, but like it was actually above average for that time. Like the average at that time was only like 42%, and Kobe was shooting like 46%. So like different eras play differently, and these numbers are shocking me. That's crazy.
It's definitely pretty telling. 5th place, Durant 2012. 4th place, Durant 2018. 3rd place, Durant 2021. 2nd, Larry Joe Bird. And 1st place, Steve Nash 2005.
Most impressive.
So once again, Larry Bird the shooter in some pretty great company. In the small forward position, a notch better than Kevin Durant at his absolute best. Now, staying with Bird's shot making, looking at catch and shoot jumpers, Bird in this playoff run was 48 of 100, exactly 48%.
Okay.
Tracking data for catch and shoot shots goes back to 2014. During that very selective time period, 41 players have taken at least 100 catch and shoot jump shots in that run. Out of that list, Bird ranks 4th all time at that 48%. The guys ahead of him, Al Horford, Klay Thompson, and Jokic.
Okay.
Julian cheated way in.
Jokic going to throw it up from way.
Nikola Jokic.
Bro, he does some of the craziest shit I've ever seen a basketball player do. Nikola Jokic, I've seen this thing where Larry Bird, he's like, I would have loved to play with him.
He's going to throw it up from way.
Nikola Jokic.
I would love to play against him.
Now, the last big part of Larry Bird's game was post-up plays, back-to-the-basket plays. In his playoff run, total of 52 attempts with 33 makes.
Now, Jokic is slower than Larry Bird, for sure. Jokic is definitely a slower player. People would say Larry Bird was slow, and I think Larry Bird intentionally played slower. He wasn't as slow as people thought he was, because there's times where Larry Bird kicks on the jets and takes off. Jokic, I don't think. Jokic is just kind of slow.
If you look through,
I love Jokic. He does some of the craziest things I've ever seen a basketball player do on the court, though.
All of NBA history since 2014, 74 players all time have taken at least 25 post shots in a single playoff run. Out of that list, Larry Bird comes in 5th place with the highest percentage, only behind Siakam, Embiid, Tim Duncan, and then John Collins. So that right there for Larry Bird.
This is 2014 on. The stats that he are comparing, they only started in 2014.
Areas is the upper echelon of his peers in recorded NBA history. That again, in mid-range shooting, catch and shoot jump shots.
Notice how that's LeBron's prime, and LeBron's not in none of these numbers. He's a small forward even. He plays the same position as Larry, and his name hasn't even been brought up once. He hasn't scored at all. Kobe was 2 years away from retiring at this point. This was Achilles injury, 2014 on. So, like, LeBron's name hasn't been. This is Miami, 2014. That's when LeBron was in Miami dominating. He was prime LeBron James, and his name's not been brought up one time.
Post-up jumpers.
The numbers just don't compare. Larry was so dominant, dude.
Bird. And his fall away is...
Bird with 4, 3, 2. Got it, and a foul.
Harris tries to go along the baseline, kicks it back to Bird. Bird.
Can I say hi? I don't know if they can see you on camera, but
Fires, Bird hits.
I think he's almost created a different basketball type. He's a power forward and he's a quick forward, and he shoots like a guard. He's a creative guy.
Point or no, Walton the rebound. Bird looking for his first basket. That's it.
When you depend on your superstar to get you 30 a game all season long, and all of a sudden, Bird.
And he's matched up against Rollins. Bird.
Larry Bird, the individual scorer and shooter, the most versatile player in league history, who was at the top of the class in nearly every single category. And ask yourself the question, how do you guard prime Larry Bird?
No idea.
I love the little things that he's putting in here.
Ask yourself the question, how do you guard prime Larry Bird?
No idea.
Put a small, quick defender on him like Mitchell Wiggins. What does he do? He bullies them, gets around them, an easy layup. Put a bigger defender on them, then it's
too slow.
Finesse game, pump fakes, get you out of your shoes, easy layup, easy jump shots. Then the final fail-safe, the athletic defender has speed, quickness, all the intangible tools on paper. Even guys like that, Dominique, Terry Cummings, Orlando Woolridge, them guarding Larry Bird, they're absolutely helpless.
3 minutes played in the game.
Damn.
Give the basket.
What do you do?
To Willis.
Well, great offense always beats better defense.
Bird, great up fake.
They have the same problem with people like Giannis Antetokounmpo, because you can't put a center on him. You want to put somebody who's 7 foot on him because he's a 6'11". He's 7 foot, you know what I mean? But you can't put a 7-footer on him because they're too slow, because he plays like a guard. You can't put a guard on him because he's too tall, you know what I mean? Same with Larry Bird. He was 6'10". He's too tall. You put a guard on him, it's an easy mismatch. You put somebody who's taller on him and they can't guard him. So like, and then you try to put the athletic defender on him and it still doesn't work.
If they can keep up this tempo, Atlanta, Dominique is going to have a big night.
Dominique fell down.
Larry Bird really made you look stupid on the court.
Takes it. Got it.
Doesn't score a point.
Bird working on Wilkins.
Oh, that was a foul.
Yes.
Helping to create this win.
Bird.
Damn.
36 for Larry Bird.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
So that right there, Larry Bird torching
It was a
players
dog.
who are faster, stronger, more athletic, the better players on paper looking at physical metrics. And again, Larry Bird, the scorer, where's his weak point on the court? He can shoot threes mid-range, he can post up, he can catch and shoot, and he has to shoot free throws. Is at 93% on the season.
93%, 92% or 91% for his career, but 93% for that season. Perfection.
Larry Bird being so flawless offensively, really having no weak points, made him a big-time threat in the fourth quarters, and the best clutch-time players the game's ever seen. And looking at 86 Bird in the fourth quarters and clutch time was pretty mind-boggling. In this run, 6.5 points per game, 2.1 dimes, 56% shooting, 64% from 3, and from the line, 85%. Those shooting split numbers right there are completely absurd, and they are video game-esque numbers.
For real. Video game numbers.
But again, to compare to all of NBA history, it becomes even more impressive. As looking at recorded history, since '97, there's 48 playoff runs per player, average 6.5 points per game in the fourth quarter or more. Out of those 48 runs, only 15 of the players shot above 50%. And Larry Bird, he was in the top 3. The only guys ahead of him,
Giannis, what did I just say?
Was last season, and
Because Giannis is such a mismatch.
In 2021.
My teammates knew at the end of the game, if it's close, I was going to take the shots. They knew that.
Rockets have not crumbled.
Yeah, if you're on a team with certain players, you know who's taking the last shot. You're on a team with Michael Jordan. You're on a team with Larry Bird. You're on a team with Kobe Bryant. Not LeBron's teams, honestly. Like, it is what it is. We're not going to go into that. But there's certain players, Reggie Miller's teams, like, you know who's taking the last shot.
They've hung in there with a team on the bench. Bird going up.
There's certain players that just have that extra clutchness, and they just have that competitive and calm collective at the last 10 seconds. Sorry, at the last 10 seconds of a game.
Up your ROI
Like
without upping your budget.
LeBron, if you look at his fourth quarter percentages, they're not great.
Site tracking pixel
They're not
unlocks
great at all.
A tie score. 12 ties and 16 lead changes tonight. Walton, who's been there before. Bird for three, hits, and the Celtics lead by 3, and who else but Larry Bird.
Yeah, they kept coming back, and Bird hit the big three-pointer at the end to sort of give us the cushion we needed.
Larry Bird right there in the fourth quarters by the raw numbers, one of the best players of all time, if not the single best peak for player in all of league history. But here's the added detail, those 2.1 dimes. At first glance, that might not seem like much, but looking at fourth quarter plays, that number.
So yeah, two dimes in 1 quarter, that is a lot. Yeah, it's over 2 assists because that's 8 assists a game if you just go off of 2, 2, 2, and 2. You know what I mean? That's a lot.
Is absurdly high. I mean, look at this list.
Look, there you go. There you got LeBron, because like I've always said, LeBron is and always has been a great passer, especially for his size. He's not on Larry Bird's level, but he is a great passer.
John Stockton, Rondo, Kidd, LeBron, Luka, some of the best point guards, point forwards in league history. So Bird for fourth quarter scoring and fourth quarter passing is absolutely elite, the cream of the crop. But here's the one big detail. Unlike a lot of point forwards, many Luka and LeBron James, what does Larry Bird not do? Handle the ball 24/7 and be extremely ball dominant.
Pushing from the rear.
Walton gets it off. You know, the Celtics.
He did not have to have the ball in his hand to score.
Around this score.
Like obvious, I'm saying he didn't have to be creating for himself.
Great by Johnson. Bird for Boston.
Bird, easy layup. Celtics with a very impressive third period here in game 2. Bird, what a pass from Dennis Johnson.
I think he's thinking too much, and normally he would just catch that basketball and just
my
get
goodness.
over for the easy shot.
The game of basketball is pretty simple if the ball's moving.
Sure.
Now, the point guard can do whatever he wants to do. Instead of dribble from one side to the other, back and forth. But he's initiator, and if he gets that ball moving, that ball's moving, everybody feels a part of it. It doesn't matter where it ends up, because it's always going to end up to the best player. You know? Sometimes that always happens.
Yeah.
But
Ball has energy.
that's right, and you get that ball moving, and good things happen all the time. It's a pretty simple game if you play it the right way.
Perfect until now.
Back.
Celtics running. They have a chance here. 4 on 2. Bird to Parrish.
It's more effective offensively.
That's why I say his passing, man. His passing is the thing that gets me the most. Like, he was a great all-around player, but his passing and the way he could control the flow of the game without even shooting, I've never seen it before.
It's a bad shot by Moncrief.
Not that way. Boston 2-on-1, and Webb is back.
Bird is on Lloyd now, doubling on Sampson, and takes the ball away. 3-on-1 for the Boston.
To control every aspect of the game without even shooting.
Up ahead, Bird finds McHale.
When you have a selfless superstar like a Steph Curry or Larry Bird who don't need the basketball, the team's overall ability, their heights, get raised exponentially. And looking at Boston, Larry Bird's teammates, whether it be a Johnson, McHale, Parrish, heck, even a Bill Walton, those guys with Bird in his system were definitely maximized at their full absolute potential. Now, looking at Larry Bird's off-ball stats, his dribbling stats, these are pretty staggering and shocking. As looking at Bird's field goals made, a total of 171. Out of those field goals, 86 of them came with 0 dribbles. That's over half.
Okay, 0 dribbles. That's them little touch passes that he be doing, them just barely hitting it, and obviously he'd be doing some, but just getting it and getting rid of it right away without even dribbling it. That's crazy.
41 of those field goals, only with 1 dribble, 19 of them with 2, 23 with 3 to 6, and 7+ dribbles, only 2 made field goals.
Boston Garden crowd.
Oh,
Larry
field
Bird.
goals. Those aren't his passes, sorry. Field goals.
To get the
But
Celtics.
most of his field goals are off catch and shoot. Because he never stopped moving. He didn't need the ball in his hand to score.
Bird over Banks.
Bird, Walton, Ainge, and McHale. 5 men on the floor for KC. Great pass by Walton.
Larry Bird got into dueling passes, and the rest thought it'd be fun. They came along with it.
4:20 to go here now in the third. Bird, yes, sir.
For a young player to come in and get in
So
the finals,
smooth.
doesn't understand the pressure.
So smooth.
When discussing the best point forwards in NBA history, of course you have guys like Luka.
Why is he calling Luka a point forward? Since when is Luka a point forward? He's a point guard. He's literally a point guard. A point guard or shooting guard. That's it. Since when is he a point forward?
LeBron James. And
I don't agree with that. I've never heard anybody ever call Luka a point forward in my life.
Larry Bird. But the way guys like Luka and LeBron played, it was much more their show, their story, their hand on the joystick. For Larry Bird, a much more unselfish player who allowed teammates to thrive and do their own thing. Now, with that being said, Larry Bird, the point forward, the passing forward, in my view, the best of all time.
Yeah, passing for sure. 100% the best passer I've ever seen play the game. No question about it.
Away from the Rockets. Level hits a three-pointer from the corner. And Ainge, releasing the other way, gets two of them back.
He could have been a quarterback.
The Rockets still tentative, and there's a long pass to McHale.
Parrish, Ainge's three-pointer. Tapped by Bird to McHale.
Oh, what a play. Respect of all the teams, their offensive rebounding, and Bird does it better than anybody, keeping it alive. Nice little tip down to McHale.
A couple of games and staying in the games. They haven't turned the ball over, but we haven't pressured their guards. They're vulnerable, especially when you
forward and center in college.
Danny Ainge on the other way.
To the basket.
Bird just hit him with a screen. Didn't get to
Bird seemed like he's the type of guy that would break down basketball like all objects in motion must stay in motion, with talking about why he did the tip passes and shit. Like, come on. Like, that's the type of shit like I hear Larry Bird trying to say.
back to McHale.
Only 20 points in the second period. Is Larry Bird. Good pass back to Kevin McHale.
Wilkins outside with Bird. Bounces back to McHale.
Yeah.
Wilkins has got
You
Bird.
said when you think of Bird, you automatically think of keep away. Exactly. That's how he was when he would just tip the ball back and forth. It was crazy.
Bird, McHale's left alone. None of them can shoot that well from outside where they should be going there.
Nice. Power forwards.
Bird looking for the open man, finds him again.
Bird off a fake and a run back to Parrish.
That's
Damn.
ludicrous. But I got you. Hang on. Like a good.
He really was a beast, man. This video is showing me some stuff too. Like, I didn't know the numbers all the way and everything. Like, I've watched so much, but him breaking it down with the numbers for sure.
A complete AI creation.
Bird gets it.
Bird.
All I can ever say is witchcraft. He had to have been doing witchcraft in the locker rooms.
Parrish.
Bird finds Parrish.
Much like Bird's scoring ability, his passing ability, he could slice and dice from anywhere on the court with a variety of passes.
Facts.
And for guys like Dennis Johnson, Walton, McHale, I mean, he had insane chemistry with those guys, threading the needle, throwing lobs, and full court dimes on the money.
Well, is he good, Kramer? Oh, he's the best.
I love Seinfeld. Is he good, Kramer? Oh, he's the best.
And full court dimes on the money.
Well, is he good, Kramer? Oh, he's the best.
Now, for modern day fans looking at Larry Bird's passing, what they go to immediately is the stat sheet.
I think I remember exactly what episode that was with fucking he's looking for somebody to remodel his house, I'm pretty sure, or like redecorate his house or something.
For Bird's
if I remember correctly.
career, only 6
It was when Kramer was building the steps. Kramer was building the steps in his apartment and making levels to his apartment.
times per game, which in today's era is a mildly
I
impressive
might be wrong, but
number, but nothing staggering that jumps out as super impressive. And this right is a clear-cut example of stats being misleading. As looking at the modern era of basketball, the way assists are counted is completely fraudulent and wrong compared to the 1980s.
High up, and Bilal right now knocking down his first three.
Lead is 6 for Washington. Cam Johnson.
Familiar, right?
Yep.
Last game. 40 assists on 44 made field goals.
You're smart. Beautiful vet.
Over 19.
Those are assists. I thought it was anything under 2 dribbles was an assist.
17 points back on February the 5th against the Wizards. He was 3 of 9 from 3. Middleton got his hands on it and gets the steal. Bilal hustling back, get the basketball for the Nets. Here's Claxton trailing. Now trying to work on home. Keyshawn driving the baseline. Muscling his way inside.
That's terrible.
So stopping that right there, every single one of those plays, an assist was counted and given on the stat sheet.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought it was anything under 2 dribbles. I thought it had to be 2 dribbles or less for it to be an assist.
As a legit assist. A guy makes 2 or 3 moves after catching the ball, that's an assist. For someone like Bird in the mid-80s, specifically 86, only averaging 6-7 dimes per game, what does that do to? Not Bird being an inferior passer, but the scorekeepers being much more strict and stringent on what's an actual assist. For example of this, look at Game 1 versus the Hawks in the second round. Bird on record officially only had 6 dimes, but he watched the game, very clearly had 8.
Loose Ainge, bounce pass, beautiful to Bird in the middle. Here's DJ.
The illegal defense.
McHale.
Spot. You're going to get the ball. Not only get it, but you'll get it in a perfect situation to score. Just I think he's thinking too much. And normally he would just catch that basketball and just dunk it or go in for the easy shot.
Parrish.
Rick.
Wilkins outside with Bird. Bounces back to McHale.
He and Moses Malone just seem to get all loose balls.
Yeah, that's 8.
Scores coming inside. Bird. Still another rebound. Johnson breaks free.
There's the Boston break within the
That's
area.
9.
I rest my case.
So
Wasn't
that
it,
right
or was
there,
that 8?
up with the old saying, numbers never lie,
My bad.
is indeed a pretty big falsehood.
That was 9.
As looking at Bird right there, very clearly 8 dimes. What we got credit for was only 6. And you might say, looking at that, well, what's the big deal? Only 2 assists. They missed a measly 2. Well, not the case, and it is a big deal.
Yeah.
Looking at the entire 18-game playoff run Larry Bird, his official assist count was 8.2. But if you add in the non-credited assists, what it jumps to is 9.8. And again, why is that important? In today's era, looking at stats and numbers, a 1.6 jump is a monumental deal for all your advanced metrics.
Facts, 100%. That's almost 2 assist difference. You know what I mean? 1.8 is almost a whole 2 assist difference. That's a big difference over a long period. You know
Which fans nowadays are absolutely in love with. And looking at that year's NBA Finals versus the Rockets, Larry Bird's official assist count was 9.5.
Okay.
Still very, very impressive. If you add in the assists that weren't counted, what it jumps to is 11.5.
Yeah.
Mainly official record books, Larry Bird's assist count ranked second all time among Finals MVPs, only behind Magic and just ahead of Jordan.
And he would have been doing double-doubles instead of just, you know what I mean?
In 1991.
What are you doing?
He averaged a double-double, that means.
This down. This is good stuff.
He said writing this down. This is good stuff.
Pretty good breakdown
Crazy.
of his offensive game, shooting, and a little nuance that made Larry Bird the great player he was. But the one knock on Bird everyone always says is, you know, on defense, he was subpar, and athletically, really couldn't.
People say that? People say he was subpar on defense? Larry was a freaking beast, grabbing boards, diving for the ball, literally blocking shots, stealing it from people. What are we talking about? Subpar on defense? I didn't know people said that. That's crazy.
But, and when someone says that, what they're really telling you is you haven't watched Larry Bird peak Larry Bird. As saying this guy was slow, cut, and jump is just false watching the film. As looking at this year's playoffs, the guys Bird guarded were one Sidney Moncrief, an elite point guard, someone like Kevin Willis, 7-footer, Randy Brewer, who's 7'4", and then on certain switches, would guard guys like Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon and really hold his own pretty well.
Field gives the Celtics that 4-point lead again. Olajuwon
fighting for the loose ball, and he lost it thanks to Larry Bird.
121 Chicago in overtime. Jordan. And Bird got
Yeah, blocking people up. Anybody who watched, oh my God, I didn't know people were saying Larry Bird couldn't play defense. I've known that.
Here he comes, Bird cuts off Jordan at the baseline. They turned him loose, pushed him underneath the basket. The ball, a pass out, hit the net.
Whitman and Webb in the backcourt.
For me, it's
That's
all about
crazy.
connection. And I need a prize that's going to keep them
I didn't know people were saying that.
both.
So my
I mean,
friend
I can
Tyler-
understand because people are saying he couldn't jump that much, so like he didn't, you know what I mean? But other than that, like he was not bad on
Tyler's
defense.
always been pushy.
Inside, Livingston throws it away.
He isn't blessed with a great deal of jumping ability, but he's blessed with knowing where to put his body. He
Yeah.
puts his body in the right part of the floor to defend. He has great anticipation.
Jordan up the floor for Chicago. They trail by 10. 2 remaining in the quarter.
McRae has McHale in his face. Bird against Olajuwon. Great play by Bird.
Yeah.
Sampson guarded by Bird, but Bird doing a good job against him. Traveling called against Rouse.
Very aggressive defense.
He could definitely play defense, 100%.
Brewer was trying to post up Bird down low. He still is. Bird out on Cummings.
It forces the offensive players to move without the ball.
The Celtics are playing scintillating ball.
Go to work as the center.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I don't think they knock it for one reason only. I think some people knock a lot of legends because they are trying to push one person towards the top. I think you are right there. But I think a lot of people don't give him his credit just because they just simply haven't done their research on him. They think, oh, he was unathletic, so he couldn't have been that good at defense.
Hey, get knocked away.
So look, when it comes to Larry Bird, the defender, was he Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen?
No.
Just locking guys down 94 feet?
No.
No, of course not. But Larry Bird, the defender, wasn't a negative on that end. And his overall team defense was a big-time plus. I was watching a ton of those clips. The way he gets in passing lanes, double teams, his help defense is top tier, A+ defense.
Facts.
If someone says Bird couldn't play defense, didn't play defense, what they're basing on most likely is how he looks. If you know Larry Bird, that's the worst mistake you possibly make. As offensively, people did the exact same thing. And what happened over and over
He made them look stupid. He made them look dumb on the court.
and over again. This quote-unquote slow, unathletic guy cooked them time and time again. On defense, kind of the exact
Just blocked Michael Jordan.
same story.
They have a 4-on-2 opportunity. Lloyd to Sampson.
Charge, put his body in the way, right where, like the other dude was saying, he would put his body right. Wilt Chamberlain was saying he would get right. He might not have been the most athletic, but he would get his body right where it needs to be. Got the charge.
No basket.
And to go to the half. Bird, the quick hand.
Both of them have bounced around the rim and just haven't.
Bird, the steal.
He just outworked you. He might have not out athletic you, but he'll outwork you.
They have a great defensive anticipation by Bird.
Lister's got Ainge in a switch down low. And Bird saw the pass coming to Cummings.
He's on the weak side. He's looking, steps out, knows that it's going cross court, just steps right back in.
Yep.
That's what you talk about. The
IQ.
computer mind of Larry Bird.
Bird again to reach in.
I'm crazy. This is why Larry Bird's a great defensive ball player, because of
Look, they were saying back then, this is why he's a great defensive ball player, but they want to convince us nowadays that he wasn't.
his weak side and his team defensive play.
So we don't know whether Walton will play in this game. Bird knocks it away. 6 on the shot clock. Hastings, good pass for contact, and a great block inside.
Whitman. No changes for the Celtics. Dominique. Blocked by Bird.
If you watch 86 Bird the defender, there's no way he's a subpar defender, even average defender. And look at the numbers, they back it up even more so. 86 Bird the regular season, first in defensive win shares. I repeat, first
Facts.
of the entire NBA. Defensive plus minus, 9th. Steals, 8th, and finished 11th in all defensive team voting, 1 vote shy of making second team. Now look at the postseason, nearly identical. Defensive win shares, second. Defensive plus minus, third. And for steals, he ranked 6th.
Watched by McHale, Bird coming over to double a lot. So they're in the scoring drought.
So he was top 10 in all categories for the season and the postseason. That just shows you he was not a bad defensive player. He might not have been the greatest. Like they said, he wasn't Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman locking you down for 90, 96, you know what I mean, the whole court. But he was a great defensive player.
With 4 minutes and 46 to go, Akeem Olajuwon double, throws it right into the hands of Bird. There's a 4-on-1 break for the Celtics, and Ainge. Bird steals from McCray. Double with McHale. Peterson goes up. Wiggins there. Rockets.
He just get his hands in there every time. Put his hand right in the cookie jar and take it from you. Steal that money right out the cookie jar.
Sudden death playoff at the Kemper Open. We'll update.
Some great defense by Larry Bird. You know, he's forcing them to shoot from outside, getting in front of Olajuwon.
Akeem knocked away by Bird.
The inbound pass come much too late, and here's Bird comes over at the last instant.
That's just him strictly knowing, okay, he's finna fake spin this way, come back. When he comes back on that spin, I know he's going to have that ball down right here. I'm going to come take it from him.
Knocks it away.
Time on the shot clock. Olajuwon.
2 times in a row.
Third, as they did in the first half, and another Rocket turnover.
And Ainge was practically taken off, but here's Bird hustling. I'll tell you, inspiration, there it is. When he goes down on the floor, the rest of them will fly through the building.
So that right there is the end of the video, and I'll say one last thing. When looking at the best small forwards and the best players in today's game, all these guys in one degree or another have a big-time flaw in their arsenal. For LeBron at his peak, he was an athletic demon who could dunk on anyone. What was his big-time flaw? Free throw shooting and his outside jumper. Someone like Kevin Durant at his peak, one of the best scorers of all time. But what were his 2 weak points? Leadership, passing, and rebounding. Then Kawhi Leonard. This guy's a two-way player, was phenomenal. But what's the one trait he lacked severely? Passing and playmaking, and being an upper echelon leader like a Larry Bird. My overall point is pretty simple. Larry Bird in his day in '86 was a 5-tool player who could do it all.
Facts.
He could score, pass, rebound, play defense. He could lead a team, play off ball, shoot the mid-range 3 to free throw, and hit a game winner if need be. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.
Facts. Facts, man. That was a good one, bro. He speaks straight facts throughout that whole thing. Having him on the floor changed the whole dynamic. Facts, because he didn't even have to be shooting to completely win a game. He could completely win a game just with his movement and his passing and his rebounding and his hustling and everything. He was a great player, man. That was a good one. I appreciate everybody for recommending that one. Make sure y'all drop a like, comment, subscribe, and any more recommendations